Hello and welcome! In this video, I'll be giving you an in-depth look at Australian money, showing you my circulated and uncirculated coin and note collection to try to give you a better understanding and appreciation for how cool Australian money is. I also have a few coins from around the world to compare to Australian coins, so that hopefully there is something that you are familiar with and can get a better grasp of just what our coins are actually like. We are going to start off with our polymer banknotes. They are known for their durability and vibrant colors, and I have both the new and the old generation here to compare. So we are going to start off with our $5 notes. First up, we have our old school ones. These have now essentially been replaced with a new generation. So there's one side, and there is the back. Now these are polymer plastic, so they're waterproof and quite sturdy. You don't have to worry about them ripping or going through the wash. And they've done well for us, but we've now upgraded to a second generation with a lot of better things, better security, but also better for people with impaired vision. They have some more like braille sort of elements to it, so let's now bring that one forward. So here we have the $5 bill for the new generation. You can see there's a bit of a raised dot up there. That is to help identify the note for people with impaired vision. It's got a fully clear plastic right down the middle of it, instead of just in the viewing window in the former. There is also a viewing window there. And of course, we have an updated portrait of Queen Elizabeth. So there's that side, and now we'll go around to the back. And that is the $5 note. We will now move on to the $10 note. Once again, starting with the old one and then going to the new one. So here we have the old one. And there's the other side. And now moving on to the new one. So there we have that one. And onto the other side for it as well. And then they have a bunch of themes. So, for example, there is birds and a different bird per note, as well as our native wattle flowers. So those are some cool things to look at. So that's the 10. We'll now move on to the $20 note. So first up, we have our old generation. And now we'll move on to the next gen revised one. And there's a kookaburra in this one. Awesome. And now let's move on to the $50 note. Now these they did in different batches essentially. So they rolled out the different denominations over several years. So I believe they started with like the 5 or the 50 and then went through. Now they are all finally done, so that's why I thought it would be important to give you a nice video showing it all. So that's the old $50 note, and now we have the new gen one. So there's that side, and this one has a swan. Awesome. And you can see once again there's the bumps to help identify. And now the final note, we have the $100 note. So there is the front. Well, I shouldn't really say front and back, but one side and the other side. And now the new redesign. This one has an owl by the looks of it. Awesome. So as you can see, Australian money is pretty cool. And that's just the notes. Now we'll move on to the coins. So with the coins, we have our standard sort of circulated coins. We also have some special edition coins in uncirculated albums to go through. I've recently got new folders for them, and it's shown me just how gappy my collection is. So that is something I'm striving towards from this year onwards. but we're going to start just with our small values and move on from there. So we're going to adjust the camera now. So looking at the small values, first up we have the 1-cent coins. Now these have been out of circulation for quite a while, but they are still legal tender. It has a feather tail glider on it. You can kind of see it there. Then there is the obverse side as well, with a portrait of Queen Elizabeth when she was quite young, and those were discontinued in 1990. Now, we're not going to do any coin comparisons yet. We're going to start with our circulated coins, essentially, when we start doing that, the current coins. So then we have the 2-cent coin, which is also no longer produced. It is a frill neck lizard. Trying to get the light to play on it in a way that shows it properly, but there's that. And let's go with the obverse side next. There we go, you can kind of see Queenie there. Now we go over to our 5-cent coins. So these are the ones that are still in circulation. These have an echidna on it. So you've got the 5 down the bottom, then you've got the snout of the echidna and its paws around. Hopefully you can see that, and then of course all the spikes around the outside. There, we want to check the obverse of that as well. And we have a different portrait of Queen Elizabeth there. Now, this might be a good time to do our first comparisons. So we have a 10-cent Malaysian coin, I believe. So that is roughly the same size as that. We have a quarter from America. So the quarter is quite a bit larger. We have a 1 dinar from Serbia. Roughly the same size. This one's a little thicker and a little wider. Overall, we have a 5 euro. And we have, let's go with the New Zealand $1 coin. Now let's move on. Next page we have some more of the echidnas, including some different portraits of the Queen, and a special 2016 coin as well, where they changed them up for the year, celebrating the 50th anniversary of our decimal currency system. Okay, so essentially, I previously wasn't trying to collect all the different years that they were minted. Buying these folders, I now am. Otherwise, I just had like 1 or 2 of each thing, other than the special ones, which we'll be getting into in some of the higher folders. So next up, we have the 10-cent coins. I have quite a lot of these already, so I am doing quite well. There's some like different variants for the years. So for example, the Royal Australian Mint did a 4-spike version of the lyrebird in 1966, and the Royal, an international one, Montreal maybe, a mint. Oh, the Royal Mint of London, that's what it is. The Royal Mint of London did a 5-spike lyrebird. So on the lyrebird's tail, those additional spikes. But yes, so this is the best way to see that as the years went on, all the same portrait, and then it changes over, and we have a different portrait of Queen Elizabeth on it. So that's the 10 cents. Swap over to the next page. We have more 10 cents, and it's once again swaps portrait. So we have that one, and then it swaps over to an updated version. And then, going forward again, the newest ones I do not have yet, but we do also have the special 2016 coin, and they all had something different on them. But otherwise, the fronts are all the same for those. So that is our small values. We are now going to move over to our 20-cent coins. These ones were the first ones, I believe, to have special variants to them. So we have our regular coins. It has a platypus swimming. And then they start putting special designs. So in 1995, they did the 50th anniversary of the United Nations, and they've got the United Nations logo on it. And then we've got just some regular ones and some obverse. but that gives you a better look at the portraits as they are the larger sizes. And then going to the next page, we have a bunch of different designs. So the regular platypus, and then we have the Sir Donald Bradman 20-cent coin. That's celebrating a famous cricketer. And then we have the Centenary of Federation for all the different states and territories, essentially. So we have the Centenary of Federation there for New South Wales. And for Canberra, I believe. So the ACT. Yes, okay. Yeah, so the capital of Australia, the ACT. Then we have Queensland. And we have, I want to say, yep, Victoria. And then trying to juggle between looking at the coins themselves and looking at the camera. We have Norfolk Island. We have the Northern Territory. We have the Western Australia, South Australia, and Tasmania coins. We can then go to the next page, and we have a bunch of other special ones. So we have a coin celebrating Australian volunteers. We have a war one. We have the 60th anniversary for the end of World War II. Then we have some special ones down here. So something about tax. So Centenary of Australian Tax Office. And then we have International Women's Day. We have the Royal Visit for Prince William and Miss Catherine Middleton. And then we have the International Year of the Volunteers. Okay, next up we have a Centenary of Canberra, the purpose-built capital city of Australia. And then we have a nice updated portrait of Queen Elizabeth in 2022, before she passed. And that's that. And that should be pretty much all. Then I have some uncirculated coins. These you could get by purchasing a magazine. So I only have a few of the ones available. They're all different service crosses for the military. And on the back, it's just the regular portrait of Queen Elizabeth. And that is our 20-cent album done. We are going to move on to our 50-cent album. Actually, briefly before we do, our 20-cent coin, let's compare that with a 20-cent New Zealand coin. So, same size. There we have the quarter and Serbian dinar. Let's go with a 50-cent euro. Sorry, that was a 50-cent euro. That 5-cent euro, that's the dinar. That's the money there. Cool. Got a bit of a look at all that. Let's move that away. Now let's move on to the 50-cent. Okay. So, with our 50 cent, the first ones were made with a high silver content and circular. They were quickly discontinued. So there's the front and the obverse. And then we got special... They're not octagonal. Let me figure this out. Okay, they are 12-sided. And we immediately start getting special ones. So we have the Captain Cook Bicentenary. And then we have our Silver Jubilee for Queen Elizabeth. And we've got a different portrait of the obverse there. And the regular coins just have the coat of arms of Australia with a kangaroo and emu. Going on, we have the Prince of Wales and Lady Diana coin. That one is for the wedding. And we have the Commonwealth Games. We have the First Fleet Bicentenary. We have the anniversary of decimal currency. We have the Year of the Family. And then we have end of World War 2 anniversary Weary Dunlop. Moving on. Whole heap of coins. Okay. We have the 200th anniversary of Bass and Flinders discovering the Bass Strait. So that's the section of water between mainland Australia and Tasmania. We have a coin celebrating the millennium. So year 2000. So it makes sense. Regular coins, we have Queen's Royal Visit in 2000. And then we have our Centenary of Federation coins for all the different states. There's the states there, and here are the actual coins. And it's just the coat of arms for all of the states. And let's move on. And that is also a centenary. That one's for Western Australia. Then we have the Year of the Outback. Got a big weather vane there. Australia's Volunteers. This one was designed by a student. And it has native fauna on it. And then we have the 60th anniversary of World War II. And we have another student design for the Commonwealth Games. And then we have Australia Day and just a regular one on the bottom there. So Australia Day there. And the regular one. Give you another look at the front as well. Okay. Missing quite a few here. So we have the 50th anniversary of AIATSIS, which hopefully it says on the coin what that is. It does. So Australian Institute of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders Studies. So that's the native peoples of Australia and the surrounding islands. We have our 2016 special coin. And then we have our International Year of Indigenous Languages. Okay. So that is that one up to date. Comparing our 50-cent coin with some other coins. We've got 20-cent coin of New Zealand. We have a quarter from America. Chuck the other ones up. There we go. And a 50-cent euro. Awesome. And now we can move on to the $1 coins. This is where things start getting special. Okay. Move the coins to the side. So, lots of designs here. Regular backs of them, and on the fronts it's just a bunch of kangaroos. Then we have a bunch of special ones. Give you a look at the designs and then I'll read what they are on the back. Okay, so we have the International Year of Peace, the First Fleet Bicentenary. We have Sir Henry Parkes Centenary, Sir Charles Kingford Smith. We have the International Year of Older Persons and a Centenary of Federation coin. Then we move down, we have some more coins here. And what they are the International Year of Volunteers, Year of the Outback, Centenary of Women's Suffrage, and 60th Anniversary World War II coin. Now moving to the next page. Got some more great designs. So we have the APEC coin, the scouting the centenary of scouting in Australia. So that's like, you know, your Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts sort of thing. Age Pension Centenary and Girl Guide Centenary. And then the CHOGM, which is the Commonwealth Head of Government Meeting. And we have our centenary of the Anzacs as well. So there's those. And then down the bottom, we have a 2019 coin. And then moving forward, they started doing a bunch of special things. And I have to go hunting and find them. So the Great Australian Coin Hunt. Coins were released through the Australian Post in selected outlets. And all coins were minted by the Royal Australian Mint. You could buy tubes, which I didn't do until the Great Hunt 3. Or you could randomly find coins in your change, and they have things like B for boomerang, or, you know, A for Australia Post, C for cricket. We have E for esky. We have H for Hills Hoist, which is a washing line. We have Iced Volvo, which is a biscuit or potentially cookie, depending on who you ask. We have Jackaroos and Jillaroos. We have Meat Pie for M. So a bunch of iconic things. We have the gorgeous quokka for Q. If you haven't seen or heard of a quokka before, double check, jump on Google, watch a video of them on YouTube. They are super cute. They are the happiest creatures alive. We have Surf Life Saving. We have Vegemite. And then down here, past those, we move on. We have our 100 Years of Qantas, which is Australia's national airliner. And then we move on to the Great Aussie Coin Hunt 2 in 2021. We have D for Dingo. We have G for the Great Barrier Reef. We have L for Lyrebird, M for Milo, P for Pavlova, R for Redback Spider, S for Sydney. I've got the Sydney Harbour Bridge there. Okay. V for Victor Lawnmower, Z for Zinc, and then that's where this book ends. So since then, we've got our 2022 coin, and we've got our Aussie dinosaur coins, which I have uncirculated, so I'll be showing you those. A Korean dollar coin, so Korean War, it was one of the special uncirculated ones, which I randomly found. So that one is horrible condition, but hopefully I'll get a better one. And then we have a donation dollar. So the point of this dollar is to show how much a dollar can do, essentially. So give the dollar to help others. So encouraging, donating charity, essentially. So that's the $1 album done. We are going to move on to our special uncirculated $1 coins before moving to the $2 coin album. So here we have the Great Aussie Coin Hunt 3. So these ones I bought the actual tube for. Now I have done an actual unboxing video for the tube and the album. So I recommend, if you want to see those, check out my 2022 unboxings playlist to watch the full video to get a good look at those ones. But in the same line of thought, we also have our Aussie Dinosaurs uncirculated coins. So these are the uncirculated versions, but they did release some into general circulation afterwards. So they have 4 different Australian dinosaurs on them. And then we have the same thing, but with privy marks. So they have a D, I, N, and O stamped on them, saying Dino. So those are those ones. Now that those are done, I'm going to move them to the side. And we're going to look at these once we're done with the $2 coins, because I don't recall which ones are $1 coins, $2 coins, and which ones are mixed. So we're going to move on to our $2 coin folder next, which is a great place to go because it's the first time they started using color on coins. So, opening up, first of all, we just got a regular $2 coin. That's the obverse side from 1998. And then we have the head side, and it has an Aboriginal elder on it. And then some newer coins. And then we go over, and here we start getting color. So 2012 is the first year that had a change of the coin. So before 2012, they did not touch the coin design at all for $2. And then since then, they've just gone crazy with it. Now, they did do a Remembrance Day coin with the poppy actually being colored red, but those are very rare, and the red color gets wiped off quite easily. We have a 60th anniversary of the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II. We have Remembrance Day. We have a bunch for the Olympics and the Paralympics. We have our special 2016 coin with the special head side. Then we have some for Possum Magic, which you'll be not seeing later. I don't actually have the album for that one. But there's some special coins celebrating an author and a book. Okay, now let's pause for a moment. Okay, so let's continue. So missing some there as well. I have an uncirculated album for the Commonwealth Games. Here we have the 100th anniversary for the World War I Armistice Day. It's got a poppy. And then we'll go to the uncirculated albums next. We have the Eternal Flame, Lest We Forget, which is to do with the Great Wars as well. We have the Invictus Games. We have Centenary of Reparations, 30th anniversary of the National Police Remembrance Day, uncirculated albums, and then some new things, and 75th anniversary for the end of World War II. So lots of color in these ones, which is cool. Uncirculated albums, Indigenous Military Service, Ambulance Service, 50th anniversary of the Aboriginal flag. These ones, I'm missing one. It's meant to say AUS for Australia. They are soccer ones, I believe. They are... No, they're Commonwealth Games. Okay. And then Frontline Workers, Honeybee, I believe. And then just a nice new coin, 2022. Now, let's check if there's anything on the last page. Nope, so that's empty for future use. Let's do a quick comparison. We have 50-cent euro, 5-cent euro, quarter. Let's go $1 coin for New Zealand, Serbian dinar, and a 10 sen for Malaysia. So that's the size there. And now we can move on to our uncirculated albums. And then some special things as well. So, 2018 Gold Coast Commonwealth Games. We have some $2 and $1 coin. So $2 up the top there, nice and colourful. We have the mascot for the games, some other bits and pieces. And those are showing some games. That tells you a bit about, focus, there we go, the metal, so aluminum brass, I believe. And there's that. Next up, we have the Mr. Squiggle and Friends 2019 coin collection, celebrating the 60th anniversary of Mr. Squiggle. It also has a limited edition special 1-cent coin. So that was the first time they had been printed for quite a while. And then inside we have a bunch of colourful and nicely decorated coins as well. Awesome. And there's that. Next up, we have the coloured coin collection for the Olympics for 2020/2021. There we have those. So a bunch of different sports and mascots and colours all around, and a nice little comic as well. We're going to skip the Wiggles for a moment. And let's go to the Wallabies $2 coin uncirculated. There we have that. So the Wallabies are the Australian football team. Next up, we have the women's Test cricket, I believe. There we go, women's cricket. There's that one. And then we have the Paralympics and a special Paralympic coin. And then we have the Wiggles, which we're going to get to in a moment. We also have a special 25-cent coin that was produced to celebrate our legends. So 100 years of the Anzac Spirits. So essentially for our veterans. So there's that. And there's a story about one of our legends on the back as well. Pause and have a little bit of a read of that if you want to. And we're going to move on now. So we have our wiggle coins. I've done a full video on these, but give you a quick little look. So inside of our special jukebox tin can, celebrating 30 years of the Wiggles, we have some uncirculated 50-cent coins. And they're really nicely colored. We've got the original Wiggles on the top, and then the new ones on the bottom. Since then, they have changed the entire roster again, but there we have those. I have an in-depth look at these in a video specifically for it. And we also have our 30 Years of the Wiggle coin album here as well. And here we have Captain Feathersword, Dorothy the Dinosaur, Wags the Dog, and Henry the Octopus, as well as the different teams in the cars, the big red car rather. And that is that. So that is pretty much it. That is a nice in-depth look at Australian currency. Let me know in the comments section below, what do you think of our coins and our notes? Like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I do unboxings and video gameplay. And other than that, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching, and goodbye.